And tonight, as we were talking and discussing, I was praying about what direction we should take. I wanted to really get a breakthrough and break a barrier when it comes to relationships and something that matters a lot in marriage. And so I got to thinking about a popular tag in a song that asks a provocative question that I wanted to ask you tonight. Is it ever too late to apologize? Is there ever a moment in your relationship? Has there ever been, honey? Hopefully not with us, but maybe with us or before us. We're grown here. Has there ever been a point in a relationship where something transpired or happened where it just came to a head? Well, you know what? It was too late to apologize. And I don't want to say that it's necessarily mean that there's no forgiveness there, right? Because we're kingdom citizens, so it is our mandate to forgive, whether we agree or not. Forgiveness frees us as much as it frees the other person. Mm-hmm. But has there ever been a moment, an offense, a barrier, a line crossed, a moment in a relationship that brought you to a place where you would say it was too late to apologize? Tonight we're going to talk about apologies. While she's thinking it over, because I didn't really let her look at these thoughts about it, I just wanted to hit her with it fresh so we can get some honest opinion. Y'all let me know, is it ever a place? They say, no, it's not. No, no, it's not. They're saying, bring me the computer. I don't know what that means. They're saying that no. It's up to the way that the party accepts it. That's an interesting perspective. Yeah. But while they're chiming in, you tell me, has there ever been a place, is there ever a moment in a relationship, in a marriage, in a relationship or a marriage where it was a moment where it was too late to apologize? And I want the honest answer. Somebody says, honestly, somebody says, honestly, I want to say no, but sometimes I do wonder. Somebody said, no, I'm still waiting on some apologies. Interesting. It's going to be interesting tonight. It's up to the other person or the other party to accept it. Is it up to the other person to accept it? Somebody else says it's never too late. Somebody says, yes, it is. I think when it's a continual offense and you realize that they're not going to change the behavior. See, you're always more interested in reading the comments than answering the question. I was about to say something, but you were talking. You said you was taking too long. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish with the apology and how long it took you to arrive to that place. That is super, very interesting. Wow. Somebody else says it's never too late to apologize. What do you think, honey?
I think it's never too late to apologize, but I do believe that there is a window of apology where the relationship can be mended. Now, in a marriage, I don't think it's never too late to apologize.
Never.
I don't think it's never too late to apologize.
No room for holding grudges in marriages.
I don't think that
apology always accepted in a marriage,
because it does not, because this is not a race. This is a marathon. So we have time to get it together. But to me, outside relationships or whatever that is not in covenant, I think that there is a window. Or if I do accept your apology, or if I apologize, that it's going to how long it took for the apology to happen will dictate the resuscitation of the relationship. That's what I think.
Interesting. Is there ever a time in the apology? Is there ever a time in the apology when the apology is not accepted? Right? Is there ever a time when an apology is not or should not be accepted?
I know some people gonna say, I don't think they really meant it. I don't think they really mean what they said. They didn't really want to apologize. They were forced to apologize. So I think some people will feel that, that's not to be accepted. I even heard somebody say that when a person was apologizing, I don't accept your apology because I don't feel that you mean it. And I was just like, whoa.
Somebody says, well, look, it's never too late to apologize or say I'm sorry, but God don't say go to bed angry. That's interesting. That's true. That's Bible. I accept your apology, but don't do it anymore. It comes to a point that I'm good and I have forgiven you, but I don't need an apology. Sometimes it's too late in my singing voice. Interesting. And so somebody says, I've accepted it. I resolved it. I don't need an apology. Does a lack of apology leave you to a place of unresolved, right? Is there a moment in your apology where it leaves the relationship unresolved, right? So you say, I can deal with that. I don't need that from you no more. I'm good. I'm straight. But does that do something in your soul? Does something inside of the trust factor, the bond, the love inside of the relationship that then causes a hindrance because there's no resolve? Can you self-absorb an apology and no longer need it in order for you to continue in a relationship? Can you self-absorb an apology? I'm just thinking out loud tonight. Can you self-absorb an apology and no longer need it to continue in the relationship? I can continue in this relationship with hurt, with disappointment, with remorse, with a feeling like I need you to apologize to me, but yet and still have no need for the apology because I can self-absorb it for both of us and continue on in the continuum of this relationship and continue to build it. Is there ever a time when an apology is not accepted?
I don't think so. Like, I feel that in a marriage relationship, if you are seeking or desiring an apology from your spouse, that if you do not get it, you keep moving, you keep doing what you need to do. But I feel like there is a wedge. And to me, the less apologies that happen, the wedges get bigger.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been one offense that the person felt like, and that's one wedge. But then if it happens, something else happens, then to me, there's another wedge. And so like we're walking with this, not we, but they're walking with these wedges in between their relationship that causes them to not embrace or to have a deeper connection. That's what I feel.
So somebody says if the behavior, and I was listening, that was a great answer. Somebody says if the behavior changed, the apology is null and void. If the behavior doesn't change, then I do not accept your apology. If your behavior is the same, I don't accept your apology. Okay. Somebody says apologies help me to find peace. I hold a grudge, honest, until people say sorry, and I can't continue without apologies, even when it's too late. It's still deep down, I want that apology. Thank you very much. Somebody says absolutely, but the issues begin to fester and build on top of each other. Y'all going in on this tonight. All right. Somebody says if I feel the apology is a changed behavior, you don't have to say anything, just show me different, especially if I share with you how it hurt me. And then somebody else says apologies don't move me like actions. Powerful statement. Apologies don't move me like actions, because sometimes you can say you're sorry, but your actions of your behavior don't reflect that you are sorry. Somebody says this is so true and I'm going through it now. Thank you. Listen, so when we keep on chiming in, because when you think about this, I just got one more question for you and then we will get into it, right? So if you have to ask for an apology, I don't see this one, but it should be there. But here's the question. If you have to ask for an apology, do you still accept it? If you have to ask for why are you breathing hard? If you have to ask for an apology, do you still here it is. If you have to ask for an apology, do you still accept it? Do you accept it the same way if you have to say, you owe me an apology, and then they give you the apology? Do you accept the apology the same way as if they initiated the apology on their own? All right. Wait, because I want to hear they is chiming. You hear me? No. I want to see what they say first. No. Y'all are really no, because it will happen again. Nope. Really? Nobody? No. We we'll be talking about the issue longer. One person says yes. Cherie, she says yes. Yes. Cherie, can you tell me why you will, in the midst of all these no's, Sandra's talking about nah, in the midst of all these no's, can you tell me, I hope I can find it. Can you tell me why you say yes, you will accept the apology if you have to ask? What were you going to say, babe? Honestly, were you going to say no or yes?
If you ask for an apology, do you accept it?
Yeah.
I say yes. Shh. I say yes. The reason why I say yes is because the reason why I say yes is because
you agree with Cherie.
Yes, okay. Because I think sometimes people don't know necessarily that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they don't even know that they hurt you.
Right.
Based upon where they're coming from in their emotional state. They may not even know that they did anything to offend you because they was caught up in themselves, or they're already coming from a seat of, not feeling well or confident about themselves. So I think, I just don't. Yeah, I think you should accept the apology. If you have to ask for the apology, you still should accept it. If the person be like, and I don't know, maybe based upon how they respond, because it'd be like, you owe me an apology, and they'd be like, wow, why owe you an apology? That might make you feel a certain kind of way.
I mean, I don't know. I'm looking for her to respond to see if I could see what she says. The comments is coming so fast. People are engaged in this process. This must be helping you, because I think that as a barrier, stop trying to read. I think as a barrier, that people sometimes allow offense to get in the middle of their relationship. She says, because I have a heart like God and you have to forgive. Glory
Girl,
to
come
God.
on.
Yes, that's so spiritual and so good. I'm so glad you're saved and sanctified and filled with the Spirit of God. Listen, and the reality is, and I mean that because forgiveness, though, having to forgive or needing to forgive is a process. Is that the same? Is that synonymous as accepting an apology? Just because I accept your apology, just because I forgive you, does that mean the same thing that I accept your apology? I don't know. Here's what I am saying. I'm saying that I've seen that how offense festers in a relationship, discomfort builds in a context of a relationship, begin to drive a wedge between people, because for some people it's easy to say, I apologize. For other people, it's very difficult to say, I apologize. And so we're human. We make mistakes. There's things that happen in our relationship. And then if we don't allow grace, we keep talking about this space for grace in your relationship, for people to be able to be in a loving, covenant, committed relationship and have the ability, the reciprocity, the empathy, to be able to find language, to give feeling, to give emotion, to give sincerity, to an ability to apologize. It continues to break up barriers, right? And some repetitive behaviors may feel like an apology is inept because it continues to happen over again. And so if I say I apologize, but I repeat the behavior, does that mean you did not mean the apology because the behavior continued? Does it mean, hands down, without a doubt, that if I sincerely say I apologize, but I do it again, was I not sincere in my apology because I did it again? Because I hear a lot of people discrediting the context of this, because they're suggesting that the apology is not sincere if the behavior continues, right? And you taught me that change behavior takes time to build, and the behavior that offended, that hurt, that brought upon this whatever in the relationship can sometimes be something that's deep-rooted and deep-seated, and the intent to hurt you is not always there, even though the behavior may consistently be there.
I stand on that. I believe it.
And so if that is true, then and if that is true, then while we're talking about this or while we're engaging it, can we also be honest to consider, when we apologize to God, about a particular behavior, but the behavior continues, and we're not God. We're not God. But when we apologize to God and the behavior continues, does that mean our apology is not sincere if we cannot correct the behavior as fast as we would like to? I'm just curious because I'm thinking about this. I think that somebody says, I believe if you are sincere, there should at least be progress in the behavior. Somebody else says, I believe that. I'm not sure what. Somebody else says that what if God treated us that way, right? And it takes us all to change. Grace, there we go. Somebody says, woo, I'm so glad that God is not like man, right?
Exactly.
Somebody else says, now we throwing jabs. I'm not. I'm just asking an honest question because it's easy, Shy. It's easy when we're looking at it through the lenses of our partner, but then empathy teaches us to see it how we want it to be seen, right? So if you think about it, I think that it needs to come a time that might need time to come out of our behavior. And if, like last week, we said that our attempt is to try to stay out of judgment. If we're trying to stay out of judgment, then is it right or wrong to judge somebody's apology? I just got questions tonight. I just want to talk and just want y'all to think, I just got questions tonight. It's like, because part of the offense on top of the offense is the fact that when we have an offense, then we also will judge the apology because we already upset and offended.
That's what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
Mean that ain't true. That ain't right.
You are, and to me, I'm just saying, when you come with a posture and somebody is apologizing to you, that's why, if somebody does something to you or against you, you have to pray for them. They're in your mind, your enemy. So you have to pray for them, because when they get
your
the courage,
spouse is your enemy.
No, I'm just saying they on the other side.
I know, babe. Go ahead.
Your offense puts them at odds with you. But when you pray for them and you open up your heart, when they have the courage to come and apologize to you, you're open to it, and you're not looking for the jab or why it took you so long, like none of that. But your heart has to be in a open posture. And that's with anybody and with any kind of relationship that you have, that somebody needs to apologize to you. If you in your head have just sealed it, they never apologize, and if they do come in here and apologize to me, I'm not receiving it, then 9 times out of 10 it's never gonna happen, and you're gonna live in offense and with wedges.
So the latecomers that have just come in, you're asking the question, what are we talking about? What is all this chat going on? We're talking about how is it too late to apologize? We don't want to. We want to inevitably remove the barrier of offense that is held up in relationships, usually because people are unwilling to apologize or unwilling to accept an apology. Unwilling to apologize or unwilling to accept an apology. And people are waiting for apologies that they never get, or resolving that they will never get an apology, or absorbing the apology and trying to move on in it. All right, let's just think about a few things. I'm just going to throw out here a few thoughts, and then I'll get out of your way for tonight. Is this good? All right. So we already know this, 2 of the most important words in any healthy relationship is I'm sorry. Can everybody just practice it right there? Just type it down and practice it. I'm sorry. These 2 words are hard for some people and easy for other people. We're going to be extremely transparent. In our relationship, saying I'm sorry is easy for both of us. But in the context of our relationship, I think that I probably judge my wife's I'm sorry because it is so easy for her that I probably judge if it's heartfelt or not, because it is her first response. And honestly, so because she is a person that walks in this kind of humility, the reason why I judge her I'm sorry so fast is because I've caught her saying I'm sorry and then asked her, what are you sorry about? And she could not tell me what she was sorry about in the moment, besides, well, if I hurt you or you upset, then I'm sorry. And I'm trying to say it's deeper than my feelings. I appreciate you being sorry for how I feel, but I'm trying to correct or change a behavior. And so it's easy and quick for you to say, I'm sorry because you think you hurt me. But deeper than the hurt, I want you to understand the why behind the hurt or the offense. And that is what I would desire you to apologize for, not just apologize because I'm upset or because you hurt me.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you want to say something else?
I mean,
about that or no?
Yes, because I think he described my position very well, and he has taught me that there is more behind the apology, because my first instinct is, if I hurt you, I'm going to apologize, because I don't feel that I need to justify, or you need to justify to me why you're hurt. I hurt you, so I was raised to apologize.
So I want 2 apologies then, because that's an apology for how I feel. Fine. Now, do you know why I feel that way? Do you know why that happened? Because if you don't, then I need to accept the apology and try to stay out of judging the apology. But at the same time, the truth is, if you do not know why you hurt me or why I'm offended, the behavior is predictably going to happen again.
I agree with you on that.
And if you don't take time to understand, because my wife's first instinct is just to apologize because she's not confrontational, and she just wants it to go away. And so her first instinct is to just apologize so it goes away. I'm just not that easy in the process. I'm not just going to walk away. Can you help me? I'm about to choke.
What you want to do? Sorry.
Nothing. Sorry. And so in the process of that, we are having a dialogue, and we end up having a discussion about 2 different things, because she's trying to apologize and I'm trying to get her to understand why there's a need for the apology, so that the relationship can gain some level of momentum
and some depth
and some trust,
some understanding.
Exactly. And for her, it's just instinctive to go low. I'm sorry. I apologize. I hurt you. Do you know why? Yeah, you hurt. She just started making up junk, and then whoop. That makes me mad, because I'm like, if you really care, then take a moment. I start judging it. If you really care, take a moment to go beyond how you think I feel and get into why I feel that way, so we can have a change of behavior.
I think that's a great point. And I think that people, like, when you did that at first, it was, get that out. When you did that, to me, it was very offensive, because I was just kind of like, I'm apologizing.
Double offense. Now she mad and I'm mad.
Right. And then he would say to me, well, why you mad? I'm the one that
brought this up. Hurting. Now you trying to turn it.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to turn it, but I'm just like, why you going this another further? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you can't articulate why you need to apologize.
I understand.
You're just saying I apologize.
I know, but I think that this is a great principle and a great outlook for couples in regards to having conversations about conflict and boundaries, that when you apologize, or when we get into this space where there is an offense, let me say that, when there's an offense that
hurt,
yep. whatever it is that's causing us to be on different sides, that there needs to be an explanation, and the other person, the receiver of it, needs to know that there is going to be a deeper conversation, so that we can gain understanding. Not because somebody is going to win at this fight, but it's that we gain an understanding and we are having a deeper relationship, because to me, every conflict will either bring you closer together or it's going to draw you apart. So when you look at this opportunity of apologizing, this is an opportunity for you to gain closeness, for you to gain vulnerability, for you to gain an understanding, or to see something from a different perspective, versus I'm a doormat, versus you ain't finna get one up on me, like all of those kind of things.
But it's not always competitive. But I get it. I'm saying, but it's not always competitive.
People have a difficulty with that, and they're prideful. They need to see the deeper part of it.
That's real. But sometimes people don't want to go deeper because they don't want to own what the situation is. They just rather say, I'm sorry because I hurt you, right? But why did you hurt me? But why didn't you know that would hurt me? Or why did you know? Why didn't you know? Why weren't you sensitive, alert, aware enough to know that that was a sensitive spot, especially if we discuss it again? The reason is because if you move through it by just saying what you think you're supposed to say or giving me what you think you want me to have or what you think I want, then you never have to own your part in the process. Exactly. And so my frustration would be, her instinct is to say, I'm sorry, right? But I'm just like, okay, what about what? What you sorry about? And then she like, you know.
Sometimes I knew. Sometimes,
babe, most 85 to 90% of the time.
Oh my God!
85 to 90% of the time, your sorry is so fast that you don't even know what you're sorry for. You're just saved. So you're just like, I'm sorry. If I hurt you, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, that's beautiful. But beyond that, no. But beyond that, what is the opportunity for growth and change if we leave it there? And if I didn't want to go deeper, I could just accept it, knowing still that though she said what she was supposed to say, that there was still something festering there and we didn't really come to a resolve. And so we had to learn to grow through that, right? And so we would repeat, we would rehearse, we would go back and forth, and we will push through it. Go ahead.
But is there also in this space, is it necessary in that moment to discuss why my apology needs to go another further, or is that a different conversation? Because so that you don't get into I don't know. No, I think I'm taking it out of context. Let's just keep moving. I don't want to push it somewhere else.
What were you gonna say?
I'm just saying, like, in that conversation, is that a part 2 conversation, or is that just one conversation? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's your first time.
For me, I feel it depends. I think it depends on the person. But for me, it's one conversation. See, for you, it's always 2 conversations. For you, is like, I'm sorry. Let's just leave it alone right there. What are we talking about? What else do you want me to say? Because you want it to go away. For me, saying I'm sorry, if you don't know why you're saying it, you're not sorry. First of all, we don't use that word, I'm sorry. We say, I apologize, because you're not sorry. And if you don't know what you're apologizing for, just for it to go away, then for me, who have a real sincere feeling, for that person on the other side, it can feel very dismissive for you to just say what you think should be said and have no reason why you're saying it or how we got there in the first place, which that behavior is inevitable to repeat itself. Yes. And so that person feels like, I said I'm sorry, I already apologized. What else do you want me to say? What I want you to say isn't really I apologize. What I really want you to do is apologize. I want you to apologize with your behavior, with your actions, with your attitude. Show some remorse, show some feelings, show some understanding, show some empathy. And empathy, again, back to last week, is the thing that helps you be able to move through it. And without empathy, you just said what you thought you should say, and it didn't even cost you nothing. It didn't even cost, for some people, saying I apologize because they got so much pride, you know what I'm saying? It costs them so much just to say, I'm sorry. But then for other people, it's like, I give you a sorry. You can have that little sorry. I don't care nothing. Sorry, I apologize. You ain't I. And they just throw them out like it's $1 bills at a strip club. And the reality, but how is it? Why is it petty?
No, I'm saying that's petty.
Oh, if they throwing it away. Yeah. But some people give it away that easy, that it has no attachments. It has no responsibility. There's no responsibility in it. Exactly. And that's where the offense continues to fester. And that's where people in their homes are broken because one person either will never say it, or the other person is saying it so frivolously, so easily that they're so detached from it that they just giving it to make it go away. And then offense continues to go. I'm not accusing you of that being your motive in the process.
But for some people, it is.
But I have, in the depth of our conversation, when we push in, I've said, babe, if you can't tell me what you're apologizing for, then I can't really feel like you really mean the apology, beyond the fact that I know you were raised to apologize.
So then, okay, wait.
Are y'all okay?
No, don't go nowhere. Let's stay right here for a second. So what if you need an apology and I just be like, or the person feels like, I don't know why I'm apologizing. I don't know
great.
why.
Thank
I don't
you.
know why I'm apologizing. And then it doesn't mean that I want to hurt you.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I'm trying to do something to you, but that pushed something in you that first of all, I don't like. I could be standing in awe. Like,
right.
I don't even know what's going on right now. So if I say that I'm sorry and you feel like it's disjointed,
no. Don't.
What should you do?
Don't. There you go.
So
don't.
Should you say to them, I don't know why you need me to apologize?
Teach me. No. Help me understand how I hurt you. Help me understand. Give me empathy.
So good.
Help me understand how I hurt you.
Give it to me.
Help me understand what it is that brought you pain. How did this disappoint you? How did this anger you? What happened? Empathy. Back to, remember, Marriage Mondays, we build it. So back to emotional intelligence, self-awareness, back to empathy. If I don't just throw out these apologies that you have no idea what you're apologizing for just because you feel like it's something that should be said. Use it as an opportunity. Remember, I told you last week, listen to learn, right? Listen to learn. So use this as an opportunity to grow. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you mad. I don't know why you hurt. I had no intent to do what you're accusing me of. I didn't see it like that. I didn't do it like that. But listen, baby, you have clearly shown me that there is something that is going on that have hit you in a way that I had no idea. Can you please educate me so I can understand whether I agree or disagree, so I do not defend myself in it, but I want to hear you. I want to hear your heart. So when I say I apologize, you're going to know I mean it. I'm going to be able to articulate why I apologize, because I have learned something about you, and now that will perhaps prevent a repeat offender in the same area, because the consciousness of how it matters to you now has hit my life. It's hit my soul in a way that now when I get ready, if I get ready to do that again, I will take into consideration how it made you feel, because I understood before I apologized.
That's so good. And it makes so much sense, because I'm just like, what is it for the person that's like sitting there and they like, where am I? Are we in the twilight zone and you want me to apologize, but you don't want me to apologize? Because if I apologize, then it's not received. So yes, that's good. That posture. Yeah. Understanding that posture.
Right. So let's go a little further. So here, I just got to push through because we didn't spend way too much time on this. An apology is accountability, babe. Here, let's just give some nuggets. Y'all ready? Type them out. An apology is accountability. When I apologize sincerely and I mean it, now that we have a context for it, it holds me accountable.
It does. It holds me accountable to my actions, and it holds me accountable to know what not to do to you.
Right.
And also accountability of really you knowing who you are and where are some of those buttons that are inside of you that now I am able to identify with.
This is why people get double offended or double hurt, because when I pour my soul out and I help you to understand how that hurt me, and then you do it again, it's almost like you didn't care. However, that's not always true. Sometimes it is that you care. You just got your own stuff going on that you didn't put it enough into the context, and that's why we need to continue to have this same relationship is in a growth space, the same conversation, like you with God, like a child with their parent, and you're constantly teaching. With your spouse, you're constantly teaching them how to love you, constantly teaching them how to honor you, constantly, and there needs to be grace for growth. Right? There needs to be grace for growth in the process.
And that's what conversation and intentionality, because what we fail to realize when we quote unquote say that somebody doesn't care because they keep doing the same thing, is that when you don't know what to do, you just go back to what you've always done.
Exactly.
When you get in a place of frustration, or if you get into a traumatic experience, you just go to what you've always known to do. So it does not necessarily mean that this person didn't hear you, they don't care about you, they don't love you. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that when you get into a place where you don't know what to do, you just go back to what you've always done. So the accountability, when it happens again, I sit you down and I say, you know what? We there again.
Yeah.
You still
here
doing
we go.
It.
Right. I got to educate you. And I can't just lash out. Exactly. It's a teachable. It's a teachable moment. It's a teachable moment. Like, why do we let this? Why do we let repeat offense or repeat breaker. Right? Or either, I don't even want to call it repeat, because offense is in me. So why do we let these repeat behaviors be deal breakers instead of opportunities for us to have another conversation? We're going to have another conversation about this, because obviously you still don't get or don't understand what it is. All right. So accountability, apology is accountability. Here, apology makes you aware. It makes you aware. I love how you would say, when we would have these hard conversations, you would say, babe, I just didn't know. I'm sorry. I get it. And sometimes it would go deep. Psychology. Most of the time, it wouldn't be your stuff. It'd be my stuff. When I was a child, when I was 3, when I was 5, my first girlfriend, my third girlfriend, the girl in college, the other situation, this. And I start spilling out why those become sensitive areas to me, and you become deeper and deeply aware. You would share with me your heart, your history, and I would become deeply aware, only to understand that 9 times out of 10, the thing that I did that hurt you wasn't me hurting you. It was me touching something that was already hurt in you.
Exactly.
I got to say that again. Okay. 9 times out of 10, it wasn't me hurting you. It was me touching something in you that was already hurt. You understand what I'm saying? And when you're self-aware, like last week, then you understand that, yo, I'm mad at you and I need you to apologize. But if we talk about it, you just really hit something that was already there,
that I really didn't even know was aware. And so then on the person,
or was still there,
still there, the person that is receiving this information about the other person, is that when they share their heart with you, then you have to like kind of mold that over. You have to kind of like get that in your psyche, because it's not your thing. It's not your issue, but it's the issue of the person that you love. And so the way that I'm showing you that I love you is that when I apologize and you share to me that backstory of it all, I keep that in my mind. I keep that in my soul. I make decisions based upon it. I do things to make sure that you don't feel that way. I try to become protective. I don't do like you might.
I'm not going to agitate.
Somebody else might. Yeah.
That's good,
and it might. And I won't agitate it. I mean, just one example. You know, he as a little boy, he had holes in his shoes, so he don't like his kids.
Why y'all tell my business?
I'm just, you've told it before. But I mean, he doesn't like. He's really particular about shoes. Me, kind of. I like flip flops. I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? But for him, it's rarely major. So I have to make sure that I pay attention and I'm intentional about
triggers.
And it triggers him from his childhood. Right. And if I love him and I say that I love him, then I don't want to do anything that's going to agitate him, put him in a place or a position that's not going to make him feel like his best self. So that whole awareness is they share with you who they are, and then you become aware and you protect it.
Somebody said, but how many conversations is too many though? In your marriage, it's never too many conversations. How many conversations is too many for you? Huh? How many conversations do you want somebody to have with you and give you grace while they're getting to learn you, understand you, and respect you and grow with you, right? This is for better or for worse, richer or for poor. Yeah. Till death do us part. One of the most devastating moments in my previous relationship that I talked to my wife and I told her about, I said, was when somebody decided that time was out. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that we was on a time limit. Right. I thought that we had time. Yeah. I thought we was building, and then they checked out of the relationship and said, I'm out. This is over. And I said, wait a minute. I didn't know we had to get this right by a certain time. I thought that we was getting this right over time. Through time. I thought we was married till the end of time. And so therefore, I didn't know that there was going to be a moment when all of a sudden you was going to check out because you was done because I hit your time marker, right? I thought that in the process, we were growing together and we were building something together, and we had grace enough for us to evolve over time and to grow. How is it that you can be married and get in a relationship and think you're building and changing and growing and maturing and evolving over time, and the person you married to has decided that their time is up and no longer, they out while you in? You trying to grow and they outgrew it, right? And how do you decide when it's time to grow in it or outgrow it? It's grown folks tonight.
It's grown folks, because I'm just telling you, marriage is not for the faint of heart. That's all I got to tell you right now.
And you in a relationship, you married to somebody where you think you growing together and you making mistakes and you learning and you hitting bumps in a row, and then one person just check out and say, it's too late, I'm over it and I'm out, right? So grace gives you the ability to evolve over time and understand that when I apologize, and it's a healthy rhythm, it's the rhythm of our relationship. Apologies become the rhythm of our relationships, and it makes you aware. It makes you self-aware, and it makes you aware of your spouse, and it brings you into the process where you're allowing healing. All right, let's keep moving because we're running out of time. Listen, apology must be accurate. We already hinted to this, but an apology must be accurate. In order for you to apologize and it to be healthy, it must be accurate. So do not assume that you know what you don't know. When you don't know what it is that you need to know, should know,
you need to ask. You need to ask. And every person, like we say all the time, you need to have self-responsibility.
That's right.
You need to let somebody know when they have hurt you, how they hurt you, where did it come from. That's on you for them to know who you are. You can't assume that somebody is going to know something if they've never been told it, if they've never been given that information. It's a whole nother thing if you're repeating yourself. But if you've never shared,
and even if you are repeating yourself, there's some things that need. You're a teacher. You tell me.
I know.
You learn through repetition.
You learn through repetition. You learn through how you shared with somebody else, like all of that kind of stuff. But it's repetition.
It's a beautiful thing when you're on the receiving end of that. It's a difficult thing when you're the one repeating yourself. When you're the one that's allowing for the repetition to take place, you love that. Yes, but when you're the one that needs to initiate the repetition and you're tired and you're frustrated, there's no long suffering. There's no endurance. There's just temperaments of that are tired and engaging. You must be accurate. Use your relationship as an opportunity to learn your spouse. Be accurate. Stop just apologizing. Stop just apologizing like it ain't nothing. All right. Apologize with accuracy. Learn your spouse. Understand their hurts, understand their wants, understand their needs, and desire to give them what it is that they want. Be willing to grow into it, learn into it, lean into it. Gotta move, right? Apologies must be accepted. Apologies must, like seeds in the ground, they must be accepted. They must be received. Lord, help us to learn how to receive, how to accept an apology, how to genuinely accept an apology. Next week, I think I'm going to talk about part 2, how to accept an apology. But I'm just going to say in short, when you accept an apology, don't throw no shade back on top of it. Don't, I'm sorry, babe, but I got to say it. Don't compare, right? So anytime my wife and I get into a situation, this is her love thing to do. Why don't you tell them so I don't feel like I'm telling her?
Not telling
so this is what she loved to do. If I say she do this, she say, well, you do that.
Because I believe that you sow, you reap what you sow.
That's so whacking out of context. The reality is,
you treat people the way you want to be treated.
Babe, listen, that has nothing to do. Don't make me go on a tangent on that. An apology must be accepted. When somebody says something and they apologize, accept the apology. Just let that sizzle. I accept your apology, and I apologize that I made you feel that way. It was not my intent to hurt you. It was not, I didn't see it that way. I am aware. I didn't understand that that was causing that much damage in you, that my actions brought that to you. That was not my intent. Own it, own it. Accept the apology and own it. Don't say, okay, I accept your apology, but you know that wouldn't have happened if you did it, or you know you do that too. Or don't you do that other say, right, say it again.
Get your butt out of the apology.
Get your butt out the apology. We can heal faster if we learn how to just accept the apology. Can you please just type it and tell me that you're going to pray about it and practice it? I accept your apology. Come on. Let your body language say yes, not no. You said, come on. I accept your apology. No comparison, no throwback, no shade, no but you do it too. No, none of that. Just I accept your apology. Can you just learn to say that in your relationships, in your marriage? I accept your apology. Come on, where y'all at? I need to see y'all typing. I accept your apology. Come on, we're gonna practice in my relationship. I accept your apology. I don't want to throw that back at you. I don't want to say nothing funny. I don't want to be sarcastic. I don't want to be a smart aleck,
because that's deflecting. That is like causing somebody not to be able to stay on their mark. Like, don't make jokes when people apologize.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. Right. Listen, here's the reality, guys, and we got to run out of time. Here's the reality. We are human.
Right.
We hurt each other. When it's heartfelt, we can heal each other through an apology. Okay? We are human. I am human. I make mistakes. I am not perfect. Everything I do is not perfect. I am human. My humanity is there. We hurt each other. Two people married to each other will hurt each other. May not be intentional, but your preferences, your desires, I may hurt your preferences. I may hurt your desires. I may hurt your wishes. I may hurt your intent, your expectations, your unexpressed expectations,
Right.
your expressed expectations. We are human. We hurt each other. We hurt each other. We've been hurt by other people before we got together. Some of that is baggage. Some of it's scars. Some of it's still bleeding. Some of us we're still carrying. But if you give a sincere, genuine, understanding, heartfelt apology, the same thing, the same way you were hurt, you can be healed. We can heal each other through an apology. You can heal your marriage through an apology, through a heartfelt, sincere apology. You must practice. You must be diligent. We are human. Come on. Can you type the statement so you can cut and paste it later? We are human. We hurt each other. When it's heartfelt, we can heal each other through an apology. I can heal you in the same way that I hurt you. The same thing that hurt you, if it's real, I can heal you. I can heal her. I can heal her. If I hurt her, I can heal her. If she hurts me, she can heal me. If somebody else hurt her and I handle her right, I can help bring healing to the place that hurts. If somebody else hurt me and she's aware of it, she can help bring healing to the place where I've been hurt through a sincere apology. Let's not be prideful. Let's not be arrogant. Let's not be cocky. This is your marriage. It matters. This is your relationship. Heal the soul. Help the soul of the person that you're married to heal. Help their soul heal. Help their soul be restored. Help them find healing in your arms. Help them find healing in your words, in your language. Help them find healing in your actions and your behaviors. Give it to them. Give them what they need to heal. Give it to them.
And give it to them freely.
Give it to them freely. Give it to them free. Give it to them freely and mean it.
Exactly.
Give it to them freely and understand why you're giving it to them, and giving it to them freely and understand why they need it. If you don't mind me sharing, somebody says, listen, I need prayer to learn how to forgive for a human who repeatedly hurts me by doing the same thing over and over again. Yes, just because I forgive you and their behavior doesn't change, and I accept your apology and their behavior don't change. Next week, I'm going to talk about that. It does not mean I continue to put myself in a painful place where you continue, where I become a target for you. But whether I'm in it and stay in there with there, or whether I back out of it, I still have a mandate of responsibility from God to forgive. If I do, forgiveness frees you. It don't free the other person. Forgiveness frees you. Holding on to it becomes baggage, becomes blockage, becomes barriers for whatever is supposed to happen in the rest of your life. And so I have to free me by freeing you. And so your behavior, if your understanding of my needs does not translate into a changed behavior, then I'd have to still forgive you, accept your apology, even if I never get it. And I have to then still protect myself from the process of the pain that I continue to get inside of and get to. You understand what I'm saying?
So good.
Yeah.
They got real night.
Oh yeah, we lost about 30 people when they got to the end of that, because they think it's coming down to the time. But I really want you to understand how important this is. This is one of the greatest and biggest blocks and barriers that I see breaking marriages up. It's not always that people aren't apologetic. It's because they don't know how to accept it. They don't know how to give it. And then they walk out of or walk away from it that they could have worked.
Yeah, they were compatible.
Yeah.
They just got prideful.
They got prideful. They got arrogant, and then they took that baggage to somebody else and made them pay for something that they could have worked through and healed. And if you stay in the space where you belong, your soul can be restored. And if you stay in the space where you belong, your marriage can be restored.
Yeah.
And the offense, the same way that I hurt you is the same way that I can heal you if the apology is heartfelt. Stop giving these weak these weak, unheartfelt responses and apologies. It needs to be sincere. It needs to be with deep compassion. What do you want to say, babe? I'm out.
Well, I mean, it's good. All of it is good, but I just pray that we get into a posture of grace and a posture to be able to apologize and to receive somebody's apology, because I think that some people have relinquished relationships that they should have fought for, and they let it go because of an apology that was not given, or apology that they felt wasn't heartfelt, or you didn't accept it, and now you're living with that hovering over your head. You're in another relationship and you're still really desiring the other relationship because you felt like you should have gotten an apology
or accepted
one. And so now you're moving with missing pieces in your body, and now you're trying to connect yourself to someone else with missing pieces, and they don't even know what's missing.
So in the marriage relationship, do not allow the brokenness of the pain that you carry or the hurt, allow it to be a growth space. We're human.
Exactly.
Give grace to your spouse.
Come on, married people. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
like it's not worth it. Stick in there. Stick in there.
Say it, mean it, say it.
Have the hard conversation. Let it be hours. Like it's unnecessary. You can get rid of all of this with a conversation. With just intentionality and having a posture. I want to really get to know you.
I want to
understand you. Because this is your mate. This is your life partner. And you need to know all of the parts that go with it. Not just the outside part, but the inside part. Where you come from, where you've been, what you've experienced, what hurts you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. Like all of that is necessary. And if that feel like a whole lot of work for you, guess what? That's marriage. It's work.
It's work. And it'll work
if you work it.
All right. Listen, I hope that this mattered to you tonight and that it's been good. Thanks for showing up and rocking with us. Please, if it matters, so at Jermone Glenn on PayPal or on Cash App. Listen, this format is coming to you. It's going to change in the future. Right now, we delivering this content to you on this way. Please show that it matters. So many of you have already Cash App us in moments and show us that it matters. You sow where you grow, and we appreciate you being sincere. We hope this helped your house. We hope this helped your home. We hope that it helps your family, and that God shows you and teaches you how to grow through process and pain. All right. We love you and thank you. May every seed that you sow into our life be given back to you 100-fold. And when you sow seeds, sowing the tangible, sowing the spiritual for the tangible, the natural for the spiritual, it reveals your heart. Where your treasure is, your heart is also. We had somebody say to us again, this is marriage counseling. It's cheaper than marriage counseling, or even sometimes some people give as much as they would give to marriage counseling because it saved them some marriage counseling. But listen, we want to make sure that you are blessed by this and that it is connecting to you. All of our single people that's rocking online, listen, you got to understand August 29th, Living Single is happening. It's happening. It is a seminar helping you deal with your time, your vision, your values, your money. And the registration is over half full. We just released this on Friday night.
This is the first time we've actually announced it.
It's the first time we announced it, and it's over halfway full. It's about 40 slots left. So for all the single people that you know, let somebody know that it's happening, it's going on. You don't want to miss Living Single. It is on August 29th from 10 o'clock to 12 noon. It is not about you being single. It's about you embracing your singleness.
And having the tools to be successfully single.
That's right. I love it. I'm passionate about equipping people. All right. I hope that you gain something and grow through this. Thank you again. Cash apps are coming through. I appreciate everybody that's watching. Everybody that's watching. If this touched you in any kind of way, put something on this moment. Let it be declared. Let it be said. Don't just show up, receive the information, take and run with it. All right. It's here for you. It's helping you. And we're here to do so. So we put time, thought, prayer, energy, and preparation to bring you the very, very best. We don't come with all the answers. We come to make sure that you're thinking about it. All right. So we hope that you're learning. We always say, you know, whatever you don't celebrate exits and leaves your life. What would you do if you came up on Marriage Monday and it wasn't here anymore in this format, right? So make sure that you sow into it, because that protects your time. We are going to take it to a different way in the future, because we wanted to get into some in-depth coaching for some couples. And so we're going to provide something else along this format. But right now it's here for you. We push into our 30th episode. We're up to our 30th episode of Marriage Mondays. We've been doing this since February. So this is August. So this is the 8th month of the year since February. 7 months we've been doing Marriage Mondays. And some of you just got here. Some of you been here the whole time. Some of you sow every single week. Some of you never sowed yet, but you watch it all the time. All right. You need to make sure that you show that it matters to you, and that we've been consistent bringing you content so you can make sure that you share it. I'm not trying to get anything from you. Trust me. I'm trying to get something to you. Sowing and reaping is a principle. And so I have to speak about it, because you can't use this in the manner that you need to. If you run off and take this information, this isn't information. This is impartation. And when there's information, when there's impartation giving, there must be an exchange. And I want this to grow in your life. So you have to make sure that you apply yourself and do something with it. It's spiritual. We hope that homes are being healed. It's a part of our mission. It's a part of our vision. And we hope that lives are being blessed and being touched. And so if you sown every single week, or you never sown before, get a seed in the ground. Plant a seed in your family. Plant a seed in your marriage, and mark this moment. We're going to do our marriage confession like we always do. Play the song, and then I'm going to let y'all go. All right. Because I've had a long weekend, and I almost said today that I was going to give y'all a break. All right. I'm so glad that we pushed. And if you are too, then let us know. All right. My marriage is blessed.
My marriage is blessed.
My spouse and I are led by the Spirit of God.
My spouse and I are led by the Spirit of God.
When we pray together in unity.
Our
prayers are powerful.
And
we get results. We make every effort. To establish peace and harmony in our homes. Together we walk in agreement. And we are an unstoppable force. If we get angry, we are quick to forgive. So that we do not have strife in our relationship. We are not self-seeking. Rude, proud, boastful, or jealous. Instead, we are loving, kind, patient, and we put each other's needs before our own. We trust each other, and we protect the sanctity of our marriage. God has joined us as one. And we will not be separated. Listen, that's the truth right there. All right. We will not be separated. I know you like my wife's earrings. She's rocking them. You can check her out. She sells all her earrings. Everybody asks about her earrings. Check out her site. Go to her page. She is always rocking these earrings. And y'all ask about our shirts. There's a very special sale that's happening right now on the website. The shirts that we wear, the books that we write, all of these are tools to try to help you get it in. So go check out the website. The shirts are available. They're on sale. There's a book deal that's happening right now that's connected to it. You didn't get your living single. Get it. All right. We want to make sure that you stay connected to everything that's transpiring and everything that's happening. We love you so much, and we're glad that you're here. And I'm tired. It's past my bedtime. But you know what, babe? I'm actually glad that I pushed tonight. I think that it was worth it. 200 and something plus viewers tonight.
Almost up to 3.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I mean, I appreciate the numbers, but I'm not a numbers person like that. Really, I want to get to rock inside of this coaching environment so we can really help some marriages heal and get better and better and better and better. All right.
So go to BIBI Boutique. It's on Facebook. You go to Facebook, go to my page, and those earrings, you'll be able to find them there, and a couple of other things. And I'm going to have some big sales in a couple of days.
Yeah, we love you so much. Thank you for rocking with us tonight.